Do you feel stuck in fight or flight, always on edge, very jumpy, unable to relax, but aware of everything that's going around you? Maybe your heart races throughout the day, your chest feels tight, your stomach feels unsettled, and every little noise just makes you jump. And even when nothing is actually wrong and everything around you seems calm, your body still feels like it can't switch off. I know exactly how it feels. I used to feel like that 10 years ago, especially at night. Just before I went to bed, my hands would shake, I had butterflies in my stomach, even though nothing was happening around me. And so many people experience this but don't always understand what's actually going on and feel ashamed of themselves for feeling this way. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about why your body can feel like it just can't switch off and what you can do to help yourself feel calmer. Hi, I'm Abby Spielman. I'm a trauma therapist. I help people who struggle with anxiety and panic understand what's happening in the body and the nervous system so they can feel calmer, safer, and more at ease. When your body is always on alert, it can mean that your fight or flight response is activated for different reasons. But it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you, so don't feel ashamed or embarrassed that you feel this way. Fight or flight is like your body's built-in smoke alarm. Its job is to protect you. If there's real danger, it wants to react quickly so you can protect yourself. But sometimes that smoke alarm becomes too sensitive. It starts going off over a burnt toast, not just a real fire. We want to help the body to understand that danger is over and it doesn't need to stay switched on all the time. And I'll be showing you how to do exactly that in a few minutes. When your heart beats faster, your breathing changes, your muscles tense, these are all signals from your body, communication signals that your body is not feeling safe and is getting ready to fight, run, or freeze. We don't control this. This is an automatic response, our animal instincts, if you like, coming alive. This is important to understand, and I hope you can see that it's not your fault. This is why we can't just calm down or just relax. Our nervous system is a bit like security guard, always watching and asking, am I safe? Is it okay? Do I need to protect us? And if something feels off, that guard just hits the red button. I don't know if you know this, but your body reacts before your thinking brain has time to step in. That's why logic and reasoning do not work. That's why thinking or saying just relax does not work. Because when you're in survival mode, your system is focused on protection, not logic. Only when the threat has gone, then the logic will resume. Okay, so you might be asking, so Abby, why does my body react when there's no real danger now? I completely understand your frustration. And I experienced the same thing 10 years ago with my anxiety attack. Nothing was happening. I was about to go to bed, but my body felt activated even when I knew I was okay. And this is something I help people every day to understand more about what is behind your anxiety symptoms and how to help the body feel calmer again. I want you to imagine that you've been carrying a big sack or a big backpack behind your back. You've been carrying it since birth. And every time a traumatic event happened, like you were pushed to do something you weren't ready for, or people dismissed your opinions, or people laughed at you when you tried your best, you weren't allowed to speak up, you were abused, you weren't allowed to show emotions. Every time you felt those moments, a pebble was added to your sack. So now as an adult, your sack is pretty full and very heavy from all those past events. The body has been carrying the weight for years. Those events, including the emotions and self-beliefs that are attached to them, are not going anywhere. But the amazing part is that those events are just waiting for you to pay attention to them, waiting to find closure, completion, so they can integrate back into your body instead of being like a dead weight on your body. Does that make sense? I'll give you an example. I work with a woman who grew up with an narcissistic mom and her brothers bullied her throughout her childhood. She faced quite scary and dangerous situations as a young girl. When she came to me, she felt anxious about everything she does in her day-to-day life. And she mentioned also that her left shoulder feels very tight. So during a session, she shared that she feels anger coming up. She never noticed that before. She was scared to feel this way because as a child, she always tried to please her parents to avoid punishment. So we processed that anger. It was anger about her mom. It was anger about her brothers. Her body never felt safe. She didn't realize she's been carrying all this anger all those years, and now she's in her mid 60s. Once we processed that anger, she mentioned that her shoulder is not very tense as before. She's done all the tests on that shoulder and nothing ever came up. She was actually quite surprised to learn that the pain was related to emotional wound. She's been carrying her childhood traumas throughout her life. Because she went through such a horrible situation, the body has never felt safe. She always felt on edge, even when nothing was happening. When we have been through stressful situations, trauma events, big or small, or we're constantly feeling overwhelmed and feeling unsafe, the body will keep searching for the next thing that might go wrong. And even linking certain sounds, situations, people, or feelings with danger, making you feel always on edge. I guess the most frustrating part is that your body doesn't know that the danger has passed. It doesn't know that we are adults now. And to be honest, it doesn't really care. All the body cares is about our safety. The body is just trying to quickly decide whether you're safe or not. That's it. Leaning on past events. If it feels that somehow the events or the moment today reminds it of something in the sack, it triggers that survival mechanism. And it happens so fast you don't have any control over it. That's why it's so important to understand that when we are on edge, often your body doesn't respond to what's happening right now. It's responding to what it perceives as danger. Even if there isn't a real threat at this present moment, your body can still react as if there is. Let me give you an example. I work with a woman who grew up in a war zone, and every day she heard sirens, and those sirens meant that she had to run to a bunker or a shelter. Her body learned very quickly that sirens meant danger. Later, when she came to Australia, there was no war around her anymore, but every time a motorcycle sped past her or the CFA alarm went off, her body reacted immediately. So she felt anxious and on edge all the time. She wasn't in danger, of course, at the moment, but her body just learned to respond to those sounds as danger. That's how powerful the nervous system is. It can connect what's happening now to something that happened before, sometimes in a way that feels strange or seems to come out of nowhere. Sometimes the connection is obvious and sometimes it's not. But what we want to do is help the body realize that the danger has passed and it doesn't need to keep holding on to those scared parts. And if you want to learn how to do this, book a strategy call with me. This is exactly what I specialize in, to help you understand what the body is still carrying in your sack behind you and bring closure to those past events so you don't need to carry it any longer and your body will start to feel lighter and more at ease. So let's get practical here. What can you do when you feel on edge all the time or when you feel your body can't switch off? If your body feels like it's running on an old alarm system, we don't want to argue with it. We start by helping it reconnect to this present moment. This is not a quick fix. It builds quite slowly. But if you are truly ready for a change, practice this exercise as often as possible, even when you are not anxious or feeling on edge. My clients really love this simple yet very powerful exercise. So in this exercise and all the exercise I offer, we use the bottom-up approach, which means we help the body feel safe, stepping out of our mind and go into the body. Before we do this exercise though, I want you to notice where you're starting from. A lot of people go through grounding exercises without really checking in with themselves first. But when you pause and notice your starting point, you can actually feel the difference afterwards and see the progress. So grab a piece of paper and rate from 1 to 10 how anxious or activated you feel right now. Just pause the video, notice with curiosity where you're at. Then come back and we'll do this exercise together. So let's help your body feel less anxious and connect to what is here and now. Let's take a deep breath and look around you. Let your eyes move very gently. And can you say out loud 5 things that you can see? Maybe I can see my dog in front of me, my neighbor's house, a photo on the wall, some flowers. Saying it out loud connects the sights and the sounds together, which means your body is very present. Now I'd like you to feel 4 things. Can you touch your clothes? Can you feel it between your fingers? Is it smooth or rough, warm or cold? Can you feel your feet on the ground? Maybe the chair you're sitting on, your pet's fur. Touching really helps the body to snap out of anxiety, which is in the future, and brings you back to this present moment. And I'd like you to notice, what can you hear? Maybe 3 things you can hear. The birds, maybe music, the wind. Can be from inside, could be from outside, doesn't really matter. You can even close your eyes and listen to the soft sounds. Can you find 2 things you can smell? Could be a perfume, a fresh air, your dog smell, the fresh grass. Maybe something you can taste, like chewing gum or toothpaste, or maybe the still taste from your breakfast. This exercise will help you to snap out of the fight, flight, freeze and into the present moment. You can practice it at your house, at work, wherever you are. Now I'd like you to pause again and take a moment and check in with your body. What's changed? How activated or anxious do you feel now? Even if it feels slightly better, that's great, that's a progress. Progress will take time, so acknowledge every small step forward. You can even journal about it if you like. There's going to be days that you feel better, there's going to be days when you feel worse. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. Just keep on practicing and keep being in your body as much as possible to help you stay in this present moment. And as I mentioned before, practice this grounding exercise when you're not feeling overwhelmed or anxious. It's like practicing a new habit. The more often you do it, the more natural it feels. And the more you practice it when you don't need it, it will really help you, and it'll be easier to do those exercises when you do need it. And by the way, if you want to go deeper and practice more strategies to calm your anxiety and take the edge off, I created the Anxiety Support Toolkit. I wish I had these exercises when I felt so anxious 10 years ago. These exercises are so powerful. I use them with my private clients as well. These are not just breathe or relax sort of exercises. No, they go deeper into the body to help the body feel truly safe. Often my clients tell me that they feel calmer and more relaxed and at ease after 10 minutes of practicing these exercises. So if you want to feel like that as well, download the Anxiety Support Toolkit. You can find the link below this video. And if you feel that you've tried all the breathing techniques, the meditation, the grounding techniques, and still feel very anxious, watch my video where I explain why those tools might not be working as you hoped and what might be missing when it comes to healing your anxiety.